Welcome into the live. It's me here, Wanda of Wanda Budgets and Beyond. How are things going, folks? How are things going? How are things going? Okay, it's not even showing up on here yet. Happy, what is today? Tuesday? Yes, because tomorrow is my spin day. Tomorrow is my spin day. Don't get excited. I'm trying to keep that going. One, the no spend days in of itself, and then two, trying to, with all of my funds, draw it in, you know, get in it a little bit more tighter. That is what I need to do. That is what I need to do, especially with the personal envelopes, trying to get that together a little bit more. So I did good Sunday when I went out late, etc. But yeah, I did pretty good there. How are things going? How was your day? How was your day at work? If you work from home, how was that? Are you keeping it balanced? Are you keeping it balanced to where you are actually doing your work and actually doing the job, and then taking necessary breaks as needed, all that good stuff. And that's a balance too, as with things in life in of itself. This thing is trying to give me a headache, but that's okay. As it is, things. I got my other machine over here, just looking briefly, etc., to see what's going on, what is happening out here on this machine. Okay, let me go over here for just a moment. Okay, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. But yeah, I hope that your Tuesday went well. I hope that your Tuesday went well. Thanks to all that come in to catch your actual live broadcast, and for all that catch the replay. Thank you so much. Hey, Gwen Michelle, how are you? How are you? How is Candy Dog doing? Boss Dog, how is she doing? And your dad, hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully he's doing well. I'm not going to be here long. Just random chit chat, and of course more stuff about the children, the children, the children. You're on break at work. Okay. I'm glad that you caught me too. I'm glad that you caught me too. Yeah, I was thinking about your little, no, you made many, but your post about um, asking and begging or begging, etc. And being, not that I'm all that glad everyone is doing well, not that I'm, all religious or anything like that, but, if you're righteous, in the things that you're doing, why don't you wait on the Lord or pray to the Lord, wait for him to answer instead of, I guess, somewhat begging, etc., that type of thing. That was interesting. That was interesting. It took me to a place. It took me to a place. But thanks for being here, Gwen Michelle. Thanks for being here, Gwen Michelle. Hopefully all is going well with you. I know you had posted that a major opportunity had opened up for you. I'm saying major opportunity opened up for you, and I hope that all is going well with that. Hopefully, all is going well with that. So, just some random info. Someone in Oregon, 1.3 billion Powerball jackpot. Okay, they said that maybe the person hasn't come very interested to be. It just hit you when you were driving. Yeah, that's how some things happen. Like, okay, maybe something you saw, heard, seen, here on these YouTube streets, or at church, or just something that comes to you randomly, and then it's like, oh wow, that's on your heart, on your brain, and you put it out there, and yeah, yeah, I found that interesting. Yeah. But yeah, someone in Oregon won the 1.3 billion Powerball jackpot. They say they match all the numbers, and maybe the person called in and said, "Hey, I'm the winner of the day," etc. Maybe they went down there, and I don't know how many times you get to go down there. But the article was saying that they're going to verify that the person actually bought the ticket and all this other stuff. I guess in previous years there might have been problems or issues with people saying that they won it and it's their ticket, and it turns out to be somebody else's. Who knows? But that's what the article was alluding to. Found that interesting. And then I was mentioning a little bit back, states had different requirements as to people showing up, etc. Yeah, 1.3 billion. And it said that the payout was going to be 600 and something. What does it say in the story? 621 million if they take the lump sum rather than the 30 years, yeah, 30 years annuity payment. And they would get, after the first payout, then they would get 29, one each year for 29 years, etc. So, yeah. Then, of course, federal and state taxes. And then the thing is that when you win the lottery, your taxes go up like 10% more on the day that you announce. I don't know. I haven't won the lottery yet. No, just kidding. Yeah, I was listening. I was listening to a podcast today, and I listen to it quite often when I can. Valuetainment, Patrick Bet David. He has celebrities, stars, politicians, pretty much any and everybody, comedians, any and everybody come to his show and et cetera, et cetera. Other content creators, YouTube, and maybe other places, et cetera. Lawyers, doctors, et cetera. People with differing points of view, et cetera. All the good stuff. And he was talking today. I was watching, and he was talking about persuasion. It's something he learned when he was in his mid 20s from John Maxwell. I guess he's an author. I do know that he is an author, and I think he's a motivational speaker, and he may have other stuff going on too. But I think he's been around a while. This John Maxwell person, and he was talking about. Hello, Spirit in the Sky Blue. How are you? How are you? I was just over there on your page, and he was mentioning something about persuasion and manipulation. That persuasion, you can learn something. Persuasion is about learning, and manipulation, of course, we know that that can be harmful, and something can go from persuasion to you. Or a person can put something out. A valuetainment is one of his podcasts that he has, and PBD podcast, Patrick Bet David podcast, or PBD podcast. So yeah, and persuasion is about learning, and then manipulation. Of course, we know what can happen when manipulation, when you are manipulating a person, etc. Or if you are or learn that you have been manipulated, etc. And he was mentioning that you want to be careful when you are using the skill of persuasion, and I guess that can come in a whole lot of different forms and shapes where you're trying to persuade someone. And the thing that comes to my brain readily, and it could be a whole host of ways, you're trying to persuade someone to, buy something from you if you're selling a good or service. You're trying to persuade someone to buy something from you, and then of course, it could be aggressive persuasion, or it could be the more softer, the gentler kind of. And let me tell you all the benefits of this particular product, and you're doing it in such a way, with your voice, your tone, etc., and you tell about your experience with said product or service, etc. Or if you, yeah, thin line between persuasion and manipulation, yeah. And I hadn't heard that before, so it was something that I wanted to share. And I digested it. I went back a couple of times to listen to it to make sure that, okay, you see, obviously I'm listening to this, and sometimes when you're listening to something, you're like, oh, that was timely, and that was exactly for me. Just like Gwen Michelle and the, if asking is okay to just ask, but begging is something else. And if you're asking and you're righteous and what have you, this is just me paraphrasing, not exactly what you're saying. Go and watch the OK Lounge with Gwen Michelle and check out that particular thing. Yeah, like used car dealers, yeah, and see exactly what it is that she said. But if you're asking, it's okay to ask, etc. But then if you're begging and you're righteous and you're into that thing, I'll just put it that way, that ask the Lord and wait for the Lord to answer, etc. And go that way, vice maybe just immediately going to begging. Not that she said someone or anything that someone was immediately going to begging. This is just me kind of sort of paraphrasing. Yeah, thin line, you're right, and I think that was his point. There's a thin line between persuasion and manipulation, and this is where it in my brain went back to the children, and we as parents, when we, for the ones that are here that have adult children now, etc. And looking back on it, what are some of the things that we may have done that might have been persuasion, and what might have been manipulation, and vice versa, when they were to where they could understand the two, etc. Because sometimes when the kids are young, and maybe they're seeing maybe they're seeing someone role model manipulation, and they don't know what it is, and they're just mocking, etc. Hello, she. How are you? How are you? So we just have to be careful. But I do go back and try to think like what are some things that might have been persuasion, what it might have been manipulation. Very thin line, like you say, and then also in all of it, we are the ones that are teaching them, giving them discipline and life skills. And sometimes when we are teaching them the life skills, there may be some persuasion that needs to happen, and then some, dare I say, manipulation. But we get it, especially if we are, in my brain at this point, now that it's a done deal. You see how now that it's a done deal. Now that it's a done deal, for me and some and others, um, what was it really? Was we really trying to manipulate them so that they can get the point quickly, readily, because it's going to be something they're going to need out here in the future, in life, in society, etc., when they start school, etc. Yeah, and besides that, we need to teach them the two and the thin line that, like when Michelle is saying, between the two. And it's possible that it's age dependent because you can't throw everything on them at one time. But when they leave, when they're 5 or 6, there's a lot of things that they just don't know. Once again, back to the communication that needs to happen, because someone in at their school, it might be one of the other students that might be trying to persuade or slash manipulate them into doing something. And we know that when they get to a certain age, that peer pressure can be great on these kids now. It can be great on these kids now. And then kids are inquisitive. They want to know stuff, learn stuff, etc., from others. And then now they got these machines where they can just type in, hey, how do I fill in the blank? Don't want to get graphic on here, etc. And also, as parents, and I'm going to use this word power, we exercise, power over our children. I'm using that specifically because we can decide whether we want to use that power or not use that power. And the folks that have done it, been there, done that, know what it is that I'm saying when I say power over our children. Hello, Files. Hello, Files. How are you? Put that over there because I've done that. So yeah, we have to be in a constant state of, giving, communicating with our children, make sure that they are communicating back with us about a whole host of things all the time, all the time. Just don't leave it out here to chance that they're going to learn everything in school and that stuff isn't happening at school. No, question all the time, and constantly communicate with your kid. Now today on Wanda Budgets and Beyond, I put up a poll. The poll was yesterday, not today. The poll was yesterday. Activities your kids are participating in over the summer months, of course, while school is closed. There were 4 categories. No kids got 36%. There were 11 people that responded, well, 10, and I make the 11 number one. The 11. No kids, or 36% responded, had no kids. Summer camp, 27%. Visiting Nana and Papa, 9%. And then actively learning, and I put on there reading, math, writing, critical thinking skills, etc., 27%. And of course, that stuff can happen. You can be doing that. Headed back to work. Thank you so much, Gwen Michelle, for being here. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you all. Go and check her out at the OK Lounge with Gwen Michelle. The OK Lounge with Gwen Michelle. Go check her out. I know she's doing Sunday school and she's been in shorts with Cammy Dog and other things. And when she catches a moment, she's on YouTube for our pleasure, for our viewing and listening pleasure. Thank you so much, Gwen Michelle. Appreciate it. And I also yesterday or maybe on Monday. What is today? Today is Tuesday. Yes, maybe it might have been Monday. I did about the summer slide. Talked about that a little bit. I know when I did aftercare, might have been 2 years ago now, maybe some other like that. The young man that I was providing aftercare to, he was in first grade, kindergarten or first grade. They gave him an educational box for over the summer months. And I don't know whether some schools, all schools, or whatever, do that, etc. He was, like I said, kindergarten, I do believe, because he was big for his age. I think it was in kindergarten or first grade. So if your school district or whatever is doing that, then that is a good thing. So now might be the time to ask if they are doing that. Of course, we have YouTube, etc. Um, you can not well YouTube also, but there's a lot of free information out here and a lot of free resources if you want to print out stuff, etc. And want to be mindful of just me of the computer usage, the laptop usage, etc., phone, tablets, just in general, and also while we are learning things also into. And yes, you are your child's first teacher. So if you can do a whole lot of hands-on things, etc., without the computer, that would be great. It's not as though they're going to not, as though they're going to miss something because they probably know more about it than I do. Clearly, yeah. I mean, but probably more how to get on and do a whole host of things on the laptop. But definitely during the summer months, please make sure that your children and or your grandchildren or great grandchildren, I have one, but she's one, is actively engaged in some type of educational activity because things do decline when you're not doing the math, the reading, the writing, etc. And like I mentioned, of course, other types of learning happens also into just besides the reading, writing, and arithmetic, as they call it. So you can be learn that your kid, you can be introducing them to something new. They can do summer camp, um, learning to, if they don't know how to swim, learning to swim. They could go fishing, a whole host of things they can do. And I'm going to read some of the things. I got this information from, it's from 2021, How to Beat the Summer Slide. You just plug that in, you probably get it. All About Learning Press Incorporated is the website that you can go to. Maybe plug that in and you will come up with some. And it has some good information on here. And it gives some little resources also into that might be helpful to folks. There's a whole lot of online games. If like I said, you're going to make sure you're monitoring and being mindful of, the time that your student or grandchild is on the computer, etc. But there are some online educational games that they can go to. Of course, there are apps on the phone that they can go to, all the while being mindful, not hopefully not having them, spend 3 or 4 hours just doing that online, etc. But there are online games and tests also into to where you can see where your student where they're at with their reading and writing. Not that it's scientific or something, this is exactly what it is, but it'll give you some type of idea of where it is. And if your child is going to stay with Nana and Papa, then make sure that they are doing something while they're, get Nana and Papa involved and say, hey, please read a book to them, have them read 20 minutes per day, etc. Give them some worksheets to where they can do worksheets, maybe 5 or 6 problems or 10 problems a day of math, something or another like that to help you, because if they're not doing something educative, etc., and it don't have to be the math, reading, writing, and arithmetic. I'm going to get some examples of what this article was talking about here shortly. But they just need to be doing something, because by the time they go back to school, they've had at least 60 days away from any type of formal thing that they had when school is going on. Then it can be a lot, and then the teachers have to play catch up, and the student has to play catch up, and that puts a burden on both people when the teacher, as we all know, is going to go by the curriculum that they have, what they have. They're doing this first semester. If they don't get it, don't remember it, he or she has to move on to the next thing. That's why you got to be involved in your. If you're not, then it's a good thing to be involved. Go to those PTA meetings, teachers conferences, and just pop-ups, etc. All that you can do while you're working your job. So for reading, set a timer. You can set a timer for all the things that you are doing, if that works for you, because besides just watching your grandchildren, etc., you probably have other things going on also too. And if you work from home, you probably have to actually do the job that's going to pay the bills. So yeah, cooking together, you can learn a lot from cooking. And then every interaction that you're having with your kid, to where you're wanting them to learn, doesn't have to be something where they're learning. If you start doing that and they're learning something, that's great. And then next time you do it, like I said, cook together. You can do the measurements, have them pour stuff, say what's next, have them read something off age dependent, of course, etc. have them stir and use the mixer, under careful guidance, etc. And then maybe the next, do it for 2 or 3 times, and the next time you just do it all together, and you don't have to, like, hey, what is this? What does this say? And all this other stuff. So you can make it fun and not it be overbearing. Learn with magazines. If you find some, they're great. Visit your library, a great resource so where kids can stay, don't have to, you know, read online books, etc. They can actually get a hard copy book in their hand and read that also too. And don't forget to pick up a dictionary so you can show them the meaning of words to what they actually mean. Now, actually mean, and not the 25 different versions that they have of it out here. Read aloud. Of course, it could be with young children and even older children, just to give them a break. For the older children, you can have them read one page, and then you can read, one page, or they read 2 or 3 paragraphs. You read a paragraph and then have them start up again, etc. So that it doesn't get too monotonous. But you don't want to be doing a whole lot of that, especially because you don't want them to think, hey, each time you're going to be doing some type of reading. You don't want to do that. And of course, with the younger children, the sooner you start reading to them, and then to where they can participate and get involved, etc., that is a great thing, because reading is fundamental, and you're going to need that. That's like the foundation. Review with activities. Okay. It's pretty much saying, when you're teaching, or not teaching, but when you're helping your student prevent them from having the summer slide, etc. You do something in math, and then before you go to the next thing, go back and see what the kid learned, or even while you're doing it, you do 2 or 3 lessons, and then you go back to see if they recall stuff from the second or first lesson, etc., to make sure that they're actually learning and getting the information before you scaffold, because you're going to be building upon what it is that they are learning before. And then you can make it fun. On here it says a board game, hopscotch, or you can just make up something on the fly. And this, it says make conversation. And of course, I know all the time you want to be talking to them, whatever age they are, but definitely for your children, that can talk, understand, and reason with you. And I'm just using this particular age, 8, 9, etc. And you may want to start talking about sticky stuff, even if, or maybe older, 8, 9, and above, even older stuff. Might want to start talking about girls or boys in a very general sense. I'm not saying to do it. You can start talking about self-esteem, what it looks like. Ask them about theirs. Ask them how confident they are. Peer pressure. Ask them, maybe something happened at school that made the news. You all can talk about that. Ask them their thoughts on it, not their feelings, their thoughts on it, etc. Because they're 8 or 9 and they have thoughts. They've been having them forever. So we don't want to get into this feeling stuff, etc. You want your kid to be actually thinking, etc. And then just a whole host of other conversations that you can just have in general. Maybe if they went and visit Nana, then ask them how that was. If they're doing summer camp, once again, and they're coming back every day, communicating who was there, what happened, da 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 da. Because sometimes things happen and kids may not remember because they've been there for 6 to 8 hours, also too. And you want to make sure you jog that memory a little bit, because something may have happened, and the thing that happened you want to be in the know about, because sometimes these things happen. Some things may happen, get covered up, and then when the school year starts again, 3, 4, 5 months after that, they say, well, during the summer at this particular recreation center, something happened, and you don't want your child to be involved in that. So yeah, make conversation. And then if it's just something general you want them to learn, new words, etc., something like that, then that's good too. Enjoy a new hobby. Yeah, it gives a list of things: pottery, learning to code. I had mentioned swimming, if that's something. It has on here bird watching, fishing, which I haven't done in a long, long while, and I love fishing. Jewelry making, crocheting and knitting, etc. Playing an instrument, or if they play an instrument now, and you may want to buy them a drum set, and so that they can utilize that to stay off of the machines, etc. You can do that, etc. Accelerate the learning. It says just don't prevent the summer slide. Use this time to accelerate your child's learning. with just 20 minutes of reading. And also, if you know your child, you know your child. If your child is an advanced child, then you want to look, possibly you can do this, look to see what they are going to be learning in the next grade, and then get them, get them some paperwork to start them with that, with the next grade level of stuff. And then it has placement tests. I guess maybe you can start at the beginning with, the grade that they were in. You can start there, and then the grade that they're going into placement tests and in the different subjects. And please, and I am sure that there are plenty of free resources out here. And sometimes you may have to give your whole life history. You may have to give over your newborn and your email address to get this, etc. And then there may be some that might fit into your budget, also into. So just finishing up from the summer slide thing with that. And this is for the folks that are in college, maybe thinking about going to college, real briefly. Uh, and on the Valuetainment, I think with the Valuetainment podcast, they had shown the study, and I printed out to see what all. So it says CNBC story under personal finance: more students are dropping out of college. Here's why. And it goes on to say about the financial stuff being the reason that students are dropping out. It says at the same time, roughly 26% of current undergraduates have seriously considered leaving college or are at risk of dismissal, according to a separate report by education lender Sallie Mae. At risk of dismissal. Why are they at risk of dismissal? They're not making the grade. I don't know what all. It could be a whole host of scenarios, but the one that comes to my brain is maybe they're just not fitting in the grades, etc. Maybe they've done everything that they can to try to help to get the person back on track to get better grades. The professors, any and all of the resources there, or they're at risk of dismissal. I'm just keeping to the grades. It could be for a whole host of maybe other infractions that they have done outside of the college work itself. One thing for parents is we don't want to throw good money after bad. I know I talk about this topic a whole lot with regards to just college, the student loan debt, etc. You don't want to be throwing good money after bad, whether you had a 529 or some other type of educational savings account, and you're utilizing that for your child's college, or if you are taking out or have taken out a student loan. So you don't want to spend good money after bad. You have to impress upon your young student, if they're 18 and way before they get there, like, hey, this is a one-time deal. We don't, we don't. Your mom and I don't, or I as a single parent, whatever, don't have. Well, I'm not throwing good money after bad. I don't have the money like that. I have this little bit of money, and if this is something you want to do, you're going to pick the correct field, because we're not going to go in there for basket weaving and then come out here and you have no, I'm not spending the few pennies that I have saved for that or anything like that. We're not throwing good money after that. You're going to go in there, you're going to do what you have to do, etc., etc., etc. And once again, these conversations have to be had with the, that would be a conversation I would have with my daughter, because I know that I don't have it like that, etc., and didn't have it like that when she was coming along, etc. And yeah, not throwing good money after bad. And we're not going there. It's not going to be party time for you and all this other stuff. I get to get away from mom, etc., etc., etc. All this other stuff. And even if they're living at home, it's not going to be party city. You just no, it's not. You're going to be working, and whatever it is going to be, it's going to be that particular way, because just because, for all the reasons. 1 in 4 students at risk of not completing college. And once again, you don't want to throw good money after bad. You do want to, afford your kid the opportunity, if that is what you want to do, if that is the aspiration that you have for your child, fine. Make sure that your child is on the same wavelength as you are. They want to go to college. They want to get a degree. They are going to put in the work, etc. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's not a year or two after you done spent this money or borrowed money to help your kid, then they're going to go back and say, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do something else. I don't want to go to college anymore. And now you're going I already know I'm even having feelings, and I am way past that. I'm having feelings just even. No, we don't have time for being scattered brain about something as big and major as this, and all the student loan debt stuff, forgiveness that Biden or whomever else that may come down the pipe is trying to throw at you to get votes or for whatever. No, don't fall into that trap. Don't fall into that trap. And of course, parents, they have to look at their particular situation at the time, and do they have, if they're going to take out loans for their students, for their children, will there be an ROI on it? Did your child pick a career field to where they can uh, get a good job and then start to pay back the loan themselves, even though you took it out, pay back the loan themselves? Would they be kind and gracious enough to do that and say, no, that's your name, you did it and your name's on it, I'm not involved in that type of I'm not going to go there. Hopefully you don't have a kid that would do that to you. It is just too much. It is just too much. And if you started late having children, etc., and now you're at the age to where 15 or 60 more years you're at to retirement, and now do I want to borrow for 4 more years, 4 or 5 more years, borrow money, and then now it may put my retirement in a particular predicament. I may find myself in some type of trap, or on hold, or having to work long, etc., so that I can fund this, etc. It's a whole lot of things to consider just in itself. But definitely we got to be having the hard conversations with our children, and especially way before they get to 18, because once they get to 18, they're thinking about a whole host of other things. If they're thinking about wanting to go to college, and you know, if they want to go and you want to make that happen for them, then great. But definitely have the conversations, brutal, honest conversations, like, if I'm going to be taking out loans, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, for you to do this, then this is how it's going to be. But definitely talk, listen to all it is that they have to say, and come to an agreement. And in my brain, just for me, it's going to be one that is going to be more favorable to me. They have all the stuff to prove. And once they get to be 18, I don't think you can go and say, hey, can I look to see what grades they're making? Can I look to see what they're doing? I don't know whether you can just, hello, Denise, how are you? How are you? I don't know if you can just do pop-up calls like you can. I did a couple of pop-up calls for my grandson when he was in high school. I don't know if you can do that with the college. Maybe if it's a public university, you can. I don't know. And I don't know whether, they may say, well, you may be, you may come up in there and want to do something bad to folks, but, and no, you can't come up in here. So just know that, they are 18, they are an adult, and, you're thinking you can do stuff from K to 12 before they turn 18 in the 12th grade, if some of them get their birthday like that, whatever, that may or may not happen, and plan on it not happening. But yeah, it's your money, even if you, like I said before, if you borrow it from someone, an institution, whatever, or if you did the 529 or had an educational savings account going for them, however much money you got in there. If you were only able to save up enough money and it only accrued enough interest over time, however long you had it going on, for them to go for 1 year or 1 semester or 2 semester, 5 semester, it is still your money. And you want to make sure that for however long that part of the money lasts that you invested, that they're doing the right thing. And strongly consider, they have their whole life to go to college, on their own dime, when you are more closer to being retired, etc., all of this good stuff, and you want to plan for that, because it's not going to be and there's just so much I can go on, but I am not going to. How was your day, Denise? I was able to catch your try on haul over there. I am on this iPad. I'm in a hot mess, but I am on this iPad. I don't like it. I don't know what's going on with my other two machines, so I need to get me a MacBook, but I don't have MacBook money. I got to save for that. But yeah, just a few notes. Someone won the Powerball I mentioned earlier, and I talked about at the beginning persuasion and manipulation. And like when Michelle was saying, it's a thin line. It's a thin line between the two. Thin line between the two. But yeah, the children. I think I'm off with the children. I'm off with the children, the young adults. For a minute. For a minute. But I guess when you're a parent, it's kind of hard to be off of them ever because you're going to be a parent forever. And it is, it is. Going good, getting ready to work out. Oh, cool, cool. And congratulations on your 9 pound drop. And she's down to the next, she dropped down a size. You're doing good, Denise. You're doing, like I said, you're putting in the work, you're putting in the work. Doing good, doing good. How is Mr. Mike and Rocky doing? Then I'm gonna leave this leave this live, get off of here. How is everyone doing? I saw she was here earlier. I hope his young men are doing good. His sons, the young men. I wanted a son. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I wanted a boy. Mm. I need to stop. I need to stop. I am way past that. But yeah. How are the church ladies doing? I haven't talked about the church ladies in a while, Denise. I'm not going to hold you up. I'm going to get up off here. I keep saying I'm going to leave and then I bring up something. However, they are doing. Oh, I know they are fired up and hot. I know they're hot. Like, what does she think she's doing? Getting all flipping off. I know they're piping hot. I need to stop with the church ladies. Oh, tell Mr. Mike I said hi. I'm telling you, they're over there. They're seething, honey. I can't. I need to stop. Ah, woo. Oh, my. Oh, my. Ah, how is Rocket doing? Have you guys bought another a bed for him and he's torn up? Poor Rocky can't catch a break. And I'm over there. Dollar Tree Haul. Oh no, I didn't. I saw one. It might have been last month or something like that, but I didn't see the Dollar Tree Haul. I got to go back and catch because I know I missed a few of them. You got to go back and catch it. They are mad, honey. I'm telling you, they are mad. They are mad at you. Not yet. Not yet. We haven't bought Rocket another one. They are mad, honey. They are over there fuming. Girl, I'm tickling myself. ah, Mr. Michael, why she keep talking about those church ladies? I am going to get out of here. I am going to get out of here. Those your grandchildren that you displayed the peppermints. I'll show you. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I saw it. Was those your grandchildren that I saw on the thumbnail? I guess is what they call it. I should know. This girl tried that on YouTube channel. Oh, those your babies. Then I'm gonna get off of here and let you go. And let everyone go. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Thanks for joining. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, I put out a cash stuffing today. Go and check it out. I think it's 3 minutes and 53 seconds. Always try to make them short. Always try to make them short. Or try to make them as long enough. Oh, that's the junior ushers. Okay. All right. I'll try to make them long enough so that YouTube can throw an ad in there or something other like that. But yeah. Spirit. How are things? Oh my God, Spirit. Oh, you're welcome. And Spirit, how are things with your neighbor? Hopefully it has stopped. I won't gonna say improved. I will. You too. I hope you have a nice night. I hope you have a nice night. Cali King 916. How are you there in California? How are you? How are you? Huh. Okay, maybe it just shows my time when the folks come in. Okay, because I know you're in California, so it's 3 hours behind us. How are you doing out there, Cali King 916? How are things in sunny California? It's the same one. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Spirit. Sorry to hear that. Do your best to rest well. Just crazy. Oh my God. Folks are just crazy. Folks are just crazy. Folks are just crazy. Oh my. Well, let me get off of here. Thank you all for coming in. Spirit, Denise, Cali King 916, Bud Files, the OK Lounge with Gwen Michelle. You're doing good and the weather's good. Yeah. Good to hear, Cali King 916. Good to hear. Are you going live tonight, Cali King 916? I'll be over there. My spin day is tomorrow, so yeah, like I mentioned, my spin day is tomorrow, so I'm gonna and my back stops hurting because it's been hurting for like the last 2 days, and I've been Tylenoling it up, and it's a little better. I don't know what's going on. I do have. Never mind. I need to stop. Uh, yeah. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming in. Thanks everyone for coming in. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Take care and have a great rest of your Tuesday, evening, night, all of that good stuff. Afternoon still for Cali King 916. But yeah, you all go check out each other. That's why I like the laptop, not these iPads. But anyway, thanks so much for being here, folks. I do appreciate the support. I do appreciate the support. Wanda Budgets and Beyond. Take care and have a great rest of your day, folks. Bye bye.